Hello and welcome back to the Football Pyramid, our quiz show where we ask two contestants 8 questions of ascending difficulty to see how far they can rise up the English football pyramid from the National League at the bottom to the pinnacle, the Champions League champions. Our two contestants today, returning champion Patrick van Straten and newcomer to the arena, George Wright. Welcome, boys. And you'll each be given 3 lifelines. You'll each be given 50-50, request a clue, and super sub. George, I don't know who you're going to call because you're mainly the person on the receiving end of those.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where you can call a friend for advice on the answer, get an answer right, and you move up a level of the pyramid, get one wrong, and you drop down a level. It really is that simple. Let's see who ends up on top. George, let's kick off with you because you have been a super sub extraordinaire over the last couple of months, but now you're in the hot seat. How does it feel?
Very different to what you watch on screen because I'm just literally staring at my phone. So I have no idea what is going on. I don't know what the answers are on screen. I have no idea. I just have to remember it all, which is very weird.
Yeah, no, it is a bit weird. We're all just sort of talking into nothingness. We can't see each other's faces. It's just voices coming out. Pat, could you be the first man to complete the show twice? You were slightly screwed over last time by me, I'm afraid. But could today be the day?
Yeah, what happened with that last time? I got one answer wrong, but I was correct.
Yeah, you said Ecuador, and it was Ecuador. No, you said Paraguay, and it was actually... You got it right, basically, and the answer was wrong.
So when you say, could I be the first man to complete it twice, what you mean is, could I be the first man to complete it 3 times?
Well, you might have gone on to win it, but...
Having not been...
We'll never know.
Over Atkins as well.
Atkins got screwed over by the fact he didn't know that Mo Salah holds the record for most goals in a Premier League season. So I'm not really going to take that as a fuck up, to be honest. But we digress. George, I'm going to give you the coin toss because you are, the newcomer, as it were. So I'm flipping it now. Would you like heads or tails?
I'll go for heads.
It is tails, actually. Pat, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Perfect. Here we go. Pat, your first question comes in from Kieran O'Shea, and it's which team won the 2019-20 FA Cup? A, Man United, B, Chelsea, C, Arsenal, or D, Man City?
That was Woolwich Arsenal.
Correct. Well done, Pat. You're not going to forget that in a hurry. Well done. George, your question came in from Dan Pilkington, and it's who is the chairman of Spurs? A, Avram Grant, B, Daniel Levy, C, Ernie Santiago, or D, Victor Anichebe?
It is Dan Levy. Correct.
Well done, George. Off to a fly. Couldn't really get that one wrong, and so it has proved. Pat, your question in League 2 came in from Gabe_Gotting, and it's who defeated Ajax in the Champions League semi-final in 2018-19? A, Spurs, B, Liverpool, C, Real Madrid, or D, Bayern Munich?
Spurs.
Locking that in?
Yeah.
Correct. Well done. Into League 1. Flying.
I'm sensing a theme here. Is this just because we're both Arsenal fans?
That's just happy coincidence, really. George, you are in League 2, and your question comes in from Jacob Matterford. Which club did Chelsea sign Christian Pulisic from? A, LA Galaxy, B, Atlanta United, C, Borussia Dortmund, or D, Portsmouth?
It was Borussia Dortmund, Dukes.
Correct. Well done. Not Portsmouth. That was a niche suggestion from Jacob Matterfield.
Is he a real person?
Yeah, he is. Pat, your question comes in from Bevan Adams in League 1, and it's who won the 2013-14 Premier League? A, Leicester City, B, Man City, C, Liverpool, or D, Man United?
Man City.
Locking that in?
Yep.
Correct. Not messing around today, boys. Appreciate this.
This is zero entertainment.
Flying through into the championship. George, you're in League 1. Let's see whether you can join him. Your question comes in from Hadley Russell. Who was included in the swap deal that sent João Cancelo to Man City and someone to Juventus? So we're looking for that someone to Juventus. A, Pablo Mari, B, Anthony Caceres, C, Manu Garcia, or D, Danilo?
It was Danilo.
Correct. Well done, George.
Bit of a weird swap deal, though. Didn't they pay for each other?
Yeah, it was one of those weird, financial
creative
fair play
accounting
deals. Juve love it. Bit of fiddling of the books. Pat.
We can say that, can we?
Pat, your question comes in at the championship level from Azil Mukadam. Which side does the Brazilian Ronaldo own? A, Alaves, B. Valladolid, C. Mallorca, or D. Osasuna?
It's Valladolid.
Correct. Well done, guys.
Jesus.
Into the Premier
This is going to be
League,
over
that
for
goes.
10 minutes.
I know. It's going to be beautiful. George, your question comes in from T. Chambers 94. Very high, high standard so far of quizzing. Let's see whether you can join Pat in the Premier League. It's who was England's record goal scorer before Wayne Rooney? A. Gary Lineker, B. Bobby Charlton, C. Michael Owen, or D. Peter Crouch? And you have all 3 lifelines.
Bobby Charlton.
Locking that in?
Yeah, 100%.
Correct! I knew this was going to be a high quality episode. You guys are absolutely fine. Could we have 2 people complete the show on the same day?
I'm absolutely rubbish with England stuff as well. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
was
getting
thinking.
that.
I was 100% thinking there. Gary Lineker. Don't know.
I think Gary Lineker had something like 1 less goal than Bobby Charlton.
Yeah, wasn't it like 49 Charlton, 48 Lineker, something?
Because
Like that?
wasn't it like a year where Wayne Rooney decided just like I'm Man United, England's best ever player now,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it was just basically took over.
But it was-
It was great. It broke
Everything
the
in
records
competition.
within like the space of a month as well, I seem to remember.
but it
as
was
well.
ironically like after he'd kind of got. Like,
Yeah.
Your question comes in from Ferdy Boy.
Ferdy
It
Boy.
actually comes in from Ferdy Boy. And it's which player has saved the most amount of penalties in the Premier League? It really does ramp up in the Premier League. A.
Jesus.
David James, B. Petr Cech, C. Brad Friedel, or D. Paul Robinson?
Bloody hell.
No one will know that if you call anyone.
You know, McCubbin could. But,
Yeah, that is true.
I tell you what, Pete Cech didn't save a lot for Arsenal.
Definitely not.
I'll do a clue. Why not?
Okay, your clue is I also rank 4th in the all-time Premier League appearance list.
Ooh.
I mean, Brad Friedel and David James both have bare appearances. But I think David James has more. You know what? I don't mind. I'll say David James. Why not?
You locking that in?
No, not really, but go on.
Pat, you weren't quite sure. You've used a lifeline. You've gone for David James, and you were correct. Well done,
Oh,
Pat.
there
You're
we
going
go.
up to the Europa League. Great use of the clue, because your 50-50 was David James or Brad Friedel, which probably would have left you no closer.
Yeah, no.
Well done. George, you are in the Premier League. Can you join Pat in the Europa? Your question comes in from John Fugano. Which team has spent the most seasons in the Premier League but wasn't in it in 1920? A. Middlesbrough, B. Blackburn Rovers, C. Fulham, or D. Sunderland?
That wasn't in like the top division in 90. What do you mean 19?
Sorry, not as in
year?
the 1920 season, as in last year, the one that just finished.
I'm thinking it's either I imagine towards Blackburn, but they haven't been in it for ages as well.
can
Can
use
I
a- you
can I
can
get a
use a lifeline.
50-50?
Yeah, sure. Your 50-50 is Blackburn or Sunderland.
Great. The clue's going to be absolutely shit as well, isn't it?
Maybe, maybe not.
No, it's always bollocks, Diggs. Come on.
They're difficult to write, particularly when it's just like,
What
well, this
level
one's
is
not
this?
so
The
difficult.
Premier League?
This is Premier League, yeah.
This is to get into the Europa League, which, as we all know, is a higher standard than the Premier League.
I don't think there's much between it, to be honest. But I'm just
Tell
gonna,
you for a fact there's not.
I'm just going to go Blackburn.
Locking it in?
Yeah, well, if so be it.
I'd have gone
George,
Blackburn, I think.
you were in the Premier League, you've used your 50-50, you've gone with Blackburn, and you too are going up to the Europa League.
Hey.
Well
Get in.
done, George. Well done, lads. Great use of the lifelines. Impressive stuff so far. You're both in the Europa League. Great stuff. Pat, your question comes in from Jack Bar 17443449. Who was the fastest player to reach 50 Premier League goals? A. Andy Cole, B. Alan Shearer, C. Ruud van Nistelrooy, or D. Mo Salah?
You got this one, Pat, surely.
Oh, George knows it.
My instinct here is Salah. Christ, actually, I don't know. Weird always comes out of the woodwork with this, where they're always like, Alan Shearer scored 50 goals in 12 games. Well, what a player.
But yeah, he did.
Can I phone McCubbin?
Yeah, why not?
I can't do it, Diggs. You need to do it.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Alright, bro.
Hi, McCubs. You are live on the Football Pyramid.
Alright, yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good, good. No time for niceties. Let's get down to business. Right, we're in the Europa League with Patrick Van Straten. And the question is...
You do know I've seen these answers.
Oh, crap. Yeah, you checked them beforehand. Sorry, McCubs. We're going to have to call someone else.
Jesus Christ.
Cool.
See you later. Bye.
Can I call?
That was literally...
Can I call
That was
George?
literally an hour ago that I asked him. So that was just me having complete brain fade.
Can I just call George Wright?
No, absolutely
Why
not.
not?
Who would you like to call?
I'm willing to take my chances that he tries to f me over.
No, you're not calling George.
Chris might know, but he'll spend about 5 minutes debating the answer.
Well, exactly. I think I might just go for it myself because I don't care anymore.
Okay.
I'm going to say Mo Salah.
You locking that in?
Sure.
Pat, you called
Oh, Jesus.
McCubs, who's already seen the answers. He wasn't allowed to help. You've gone with Mo Salah, and you were wrong, I'm afraid.
No,
Andy Cole, wasn't
Is
it?
that Andy Cole?
It was Andy Cole. You're dropping back down to the Premier League. Okay, George, you can still do the clean sweep on debut, though. Your question comes in from J. Matthews IP, and it's who has the most Premier League appearances out of these 4 players?
Great.
A. Love the enthusiasm. A. Nicholas Anelka. B. Damien Duff. C. Theo Walcott. Or D. Cesc Fabregas.
Oh.
Horrible question.
Yeah, but the
a
thing
tough
is
one.
with like the Andy Cole one, that was in the news. Like you can't just this doesn't come up.
Wow.
Damien, when was the last time you heard the name Damien Duff apart from this question?
It just always makes me think of The Simpsons. Damien Duff.
Can you give me a clue, please, Dukes?
Sure. Your clue is this player won 2 Premier League titles and 2 League Cups in his career.
I mean, that helps.
Walcott's never won the League Cup, so it must be the forgotten man, Mr. Duff.
You locking that in?
Yeah, why not?
George, you've gone with Duffman at Europa League level. And you were right. Well
Nice.
done. You're going up to the
Bloody
Champions
hell,
League.
Damien Duff.
I actually
know
really like
too.
Damien Duff. I thought he was class.
Pat, we're joining you in the Premier League, and your question comes in from at Lucas1Par, and it's who was the last manager to win the DFB Pokal for a team other than Bayern Munich? A. Julian Nagelsmann, B. Niko Kovac, C. Hans-Joachim Watzke, or D. Thomas Tuchel?
Vatska. No, it's Kovac.
Locking it in?
Yeah, I think so.
Well done, Pat. You're going back up to the Europa, still with the chance of finishing in the Champions League. George, we're joining you in the Champions League. You're just 2 questions away. Your question comes in from Ryan, series of numbers. How old was Messi when he won his first Ballon d'Or? A. 19, B. 20, C. 21, or D. 22? And you have 50-50 in Super Sub.
No, I just
No,
I just have-
sorry, you've
I've
only got
I've
Super
got
Sub.
Super Sub left. So Kaka won it 08 or was it 07? No, Ronaldo won it 08. So Kaka was 07. Then Messi was after Champions League, maybe. It'd be really helpful if I knew how old Messi. Well, he's 33, 34 now.
But even then, you're still trying to work out, like, not just the season he won it, but like when his
Yeah.
birthday is
I
relative
know,
to the
yeah.
Ballon d'Or.
I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna just say 21. I'm just gonna go for it.
You locking that in?
Yeah, I think it's either 20 or 21 because I don't think he'll do it at 19, and I feel like 21's safer.
It was a tough question coming in from Ryan115645550, but you've gone with 21. You weren't quite sure. You've locked in 21. And I'm afraid you were wrong.
That's what I.
He was 22.
Oh my god!
That is quite old for him,
Tough.
to be fair.
Tough
Imagine
question.
winning the Ballon d'Or at 22.
Crazy. But, excitingly, that means you are level. You're both in the Europa League, boys. So, it could potentially be a winner takes all on this question. If not, we'll ask another one. Pat, your question comes in from Bram Schuring. And it's who is the highest scoring Dutchman in Barcelona history? A. Johan Cruyff, B. Ronald Koeman, C. Patrick Kluivert, or D. Johan Neeskens? I think I'm saying that right.
Naskins.
Naskins.
Neeskens.
This is my last question.
This is your last
and I've
question.
got a
and
call
you
and
have...
a 50-50.
Indeed.
Oh, 50-50 it.
Johan Cruyff or Patrick Kluivert?
Ooh, that got rid of the one I thought it was.
I thought it was Koeman.
Koeman.
Yeah, I thought it was Koeman. Yeah.
Really?
Neither one of them, I think, would have scored that many goals for Barcelona. Kluivert wasn't there that long, and Cruyff was there for a while, but he wasn't like that prolific. I don't think. I think I'll go Kluivert.
Locking that in?
Sure.
Pat, you were in the Europa League with your final question. You've gone with Kluivert. And you're finishing in the Champions League.
Hey.
Good work. Let's see whether George can join you in time for a shootout. George, your question comes in from Hath No Fear Liam is here. Not even joking. Which English club has had the most promotions and relegations to the top tier of English football?
Bloody hell.
A. Norwich City, B. West Brom, C. Birmingham City, or D. Leicester City? And you have Super Sub.
Again, the top tier though.
Yeah, this isn't Premier League. This is all time.
This is all time.
Mental.
I feel like it's either West Brom or Leicester. Can you call Henry?
And
Diggy, hello.
hello, Henry. You're back on the scene of your triumph. You're on the football pyramid.
Oh, right. Oh, God. About time someone came to me.
You are George's option in the Europa League, and he needs this to draw level with Pat. So it's quite a big answer. And it is. Well, the question is, which English club has had the most promotions and relegations to the top tier of English football? A. Norwich, so all time. A. Norwich, B. West Brom, C. Birmingham, or D. Leicester?
Oh, that's a horrid question. What was George's thinking?
George, what was he thinking?
Either West Brom or Leicester.
He's thinking West Brom or Leicester.
Yeah, I think rule out Norwich, and I mean Birmingham. Oh goodness, I don't know. I feel like West Brom.
You're getting yourself more twisted than when you're on the show, Henry.
Yeah, no, I know. I'd say Leicester City. I think they've been the most frequently involved at the top level. I'd say the other two have come in spurts, but I'd probably go for Leicester City. What does George think about that?
Oh, George, what do you reckon?
I mean, I don't. The thing is, with West Brom back in the day, you hear about them winning stuff, and I don't remember Leicester ever winning much.
He's still angling towards West Brom, but I'm going to have to rush you for a final answer.
Yeah, all right. I've never heard that associated with Leicester. I feel like I'd have heard. So maybe if he feels like West Brom's the answer, go with that. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not too helpful on this one.
Okay, George, what do you reckon?
It's going to be wrong, but I'll just go with West Brom.
George, you were in the Europa League. You needed to get this right to force a shootout with Pat. You've gone with West Brom, and you were wrong, I'm afraid. It was Birmingham.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, Birmingham City. Didn't really come up in anyone's reasoning, but yeah, it was Birmingham. Thanks, Henry.
Yeah, ignore me. All right.
Bye. George, commiserations. That's unfortunate. You were on for the clean sweep and you've got your final two questions wrong, so you've ended up in the Premier League. I mean, how do you feel?
I mean, I feel they were quite tough at the end. I mean, I wasn't alive for most of the 1900s, so I'm not really too clued up on relegation and promotion. And thankfully, it's nothing that Arsenal have to deal with. So,
fair enough.
Like someone on this call, but yeah.
I like that.
I did a valiant effort, I think, and who knows? I'll just stick to it being a super sub off the bench. Like
no, absolutely not, George. We're getting you back on because I think the quality of your super subs have shown that you can complete this show. Pat, it wasn't for you today. You got one question wrong. You know, how are you feeling after that?
I feel much the same, Diggy. Like, I look at it this way. I've been on here 4 times. My own knowledge has been the problem twice. Your corruption was a problem another time, and the other time I claimed a deserved victory. So I mean, it's all right, to be honest. I find though that it, like, to be honest, all I want to do is get through the lower leagues because those are the ones that are really embarrassing. But
absolutely,
their level really kicks up once you hit the Premier League.
Absolutely. It's much of a muchness, really. I mean, you guys can all complain about how difficult the questions are in the comments below, but it's subjective, you know? Some of those I know, some of them I don't.
He is human.
take your complaints elsewhere, because, you know, it does get to me every Saturday afternoon when I read through the comments and it's all, oh, he's so corrupt, he's so bald. Oh, piss off.
I mean, two true statements.
Yeah, that's like that's like a criticism on every Italian footballer ever. Like, he's so corrupt, he's so bald.
Anyway, guys, that's all we've got time for on the Football Pyramid for this week. Send your congratulations and your well wishes to Pat and George in the comments below, and of course, tell me that, you know, I'm corrupt and bald as ever. Let me know who you want to see on next time as well, and don't forget to DM me on Twitter and Instagram with your future questions. Pat, what was the podcast this week?
The podcast was you and me, Doogie. It was us.
Yes, actually, we just shot it, didn't we?
Yeah, it was us talking about our predictions for the Premier League. Now, not the title and relegation, because we talked about that on Sunday Vibes, but who we think will be the signing of the season, the player of the season, the breakthrough stars, the worst signings of the season. So some interesting stuff in there, I think, because actually I'm quite pumped for the Premier League season. I'm excited to see Mikel Arteta have to play himself in defensive midfield, and
it's going to be
us to beat Fulham by 7 or 8, I imagine.
Yeah, I know. What a game to kick off Fulham. Perfect. George, I'm not going to ask you what they should go watch now. I'm just going to ask you quickly, where are Arsenal going to finish?
5th.
Oh, you heard it from George there. Thank you very much for watching the Football Pyramid. We'll see you next week. Bye.